Morning Show.
Back here on the John FM Morning Show. Time now for the Community Foundation. We welcome Brian Johnson to the studio. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Randy. It's a lovely fall day out there.
It is. How was the walk?
Well, actually, I drove because I have another stop I got to do. So,
okay.
But it would have been a lovely morning for a walk. A little bit brisk
yeah.
So I think the truck said 42 when I was coming over. So
sun's starting to come out now, though.
It is. So. It's very pretty. So,
typical fall, right?
Typical fall. Looking forward to it, and frost on the pumpkins.
It is.
Literally.
And fall time means of a lot of things happening at the Community Foundation.
Fall times means we got a lot of things coming on. So it's hard to believe that we're almost to the end of October.
Yeah.
And then we have November, and then Thanksgiving and all those fun things. This is a save the date reminder.
Save the date.
Giving Tuesday.
Yes.
Rumor has it we may have some lunch at our office, celebrate year end.
Usually a pretty good lunch.
Pretty good lunch. I think WROI is going to be there, so probably listen to the radio.
Of course we will.
We'll feed you.
That's all you got to do.
Make it worth your trip over there. So
they know how to get us.
Yeah, but Giving Tuesday is December 2nd this year. We'll be celebrating here at the Community Foundation office. It's an opportunity for us to celebrate all that has gone on throughout the year. So mark your calendars for that, especially mark that 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. time frame when we have lunch that we were speaking of. So we'll be looking forward to having everybody stop by, see a little bit about what the foundation has done. It's pretty cool. It's our time to look at the impact that donors have helped us make in our community. It's pretty cool to celebrate that. So December 2nd, mark your calendars.
Yes, sir.
We'll have more reminders about that coming up, but one of those exciting things. Another thing that is going on right now is the foundation, the Chamber of Commerce, Fedco, some local schools have partnered to help create a child care coalition. It's one of those things where I don't think I'd go a week without somebody saying, hey, do you know anybody that has space available for a child? Working parents, it's a resource that is needed in our community. So we've partnered and we are working on creating a child care coalition, and this coalition will help address some of those needs, help employers, help families, help providers in the area. One of the first things that we're doing with this is a survey of employers. So if you are an employer, large, small, somewhere in between, and would be available to give some feedback, we actually have a survey that's going on, and I'll point you to the Fulton County Chamber of Commerce Facebook page. There is a link on there. Click that. It takes about 5 minutes to go through, but the information that is shared through that is something that's really going to help guide this coalition, helping support our local businesses. It's interesting as I have conversations with businesses, a lot of times they say, well, we don't have childcare needs. And then you get into that conversation and realize, well, you know, so-and-so has a spouse or a family member that they would love to work, but they can't because they can't find childcare. So it's not uncommon for that conversation to happen somewhere along those lines, and this survey will help us, help the group as it's formed and developed to better support employers and families and providers in the area. So we'll have some more information coming out in the near future, and some results of surveys, and looking at some planning on that. But I'd encourage employers, if you have 5 minutes, take the survey. If you have trouble finding it, don't hesitate to reach out to myself or Tiffany at the Chamber, or Michael at Fedco. We'd love to point you in that direction and help get you involved, because this is something that is really important for our community. And when you start talking about the economic impact that the lack of childcare has in our community, it's a pretty significant number when you start looking at those details. So again, that survey is up on the Fulton County Chamber of Commerce Facebook page. Click the link and fill out that survey, help us out. So something else that we'll have some more information about after the first of the year is we are doing some township grants in addition to the township grants that we've had before. We'll have more details, but this is a inspirational note. If you're in a township in Fulton County and you're part of an organization, be thinking about some projects that may benefit from some grant funding. So we're looking forward to more of those details, and also put a plug out. Sometimes we confuse people when we say there's no grant deadline for some of our grants. So we have our community support and our impact grants, and we've had a lot of projects that we've been able to support this year, but especially with those impact grants, we encourage organizations to think about upcoming needs. Those impact grants are larger projects, somewhere in that $20,000-$25,000 plus, ranging up from there, and usually take a little bit of time to pull together. So think about those grants that your organization may be ready to make a significant impact in our community. The first step is pretty simple, a letter of intent, but thinking about that now, because that process takes a little bit of time. So don't hesitate to reach out to Hannah Bainey, our program director at the Community Foundation. She'd be more than happy to talk about ideas that you have for grants, but I'm just kind of putting that food for thought in your mind now, because this is a great time to start planning for some significant things going on next year. Well, I wanted to talk a little bit about a couple of organizations, and we'll talk a little bit about Women's Giving Circle here in a minute, but some groups that help make grants throughout the community. One of them that we have is our Ambassadors Club. This is a group of former Fulton County board members that get together on a regular basis to look at some needs around the community and then make some grant recommendations based on those. So at the end of last month, they got together, talked a little bit about some things going on, and had 6 different organizations that they awarded grants to. And it's really neat when we start looking at all the things that are going on around Fulton County, and some of those things that have happened as a result of people stepping up and getting involved. One that I want to mention is Girls on the Run. This is a group that is elementary and grade school level young ladies that get involved in a running program. Girls on the Run kind of describes that. That's part of what they do, is some physical fitness, and then in the end they get to participate in a 5K. So maybe I could use that 5K training as well. But it's a really neat program that helps young ladies with development and encouragement and confidence and self-esteem, some of those things that when you have mentors that encourage young ladies, they develop that confidence that really impacts their life throughout their whole lifetime, not just at a young age. And it's just a really neat program to see the results of, see the impact on the young ladies that have participated in this program, and how they have gone on to do really great things. So that was one of the programs that we were able to support. The Kewanna Library Teen Programming. If you've seen the list of programs, I was talking to the library director recently, and he said, people outside of the community just don't believe that we do as many programming, as much programming as we do. It's really neat, some of the programming that the Kewanna Library, which really functions as a community center for Kewanna. If you've never been over there after school gets out, it's worth your time just to sit there and see how many kids come in and how many families. They do a really great job of things like education pieces, also some fun things, game nights, things like that, that offer youth in our community a fun and a safe, and libraries are great. I'm a little bit biased. I think libraries are great. We have some great libraries in our community, but the Kewanna Teen Programming has really developed and done a great job with supporting youth in our community. We talked a little bit about the weather. It's getting a little cooler.
Getting cooler.
It's still not bad out there. I kind of like this kind of weather, but November and December and January and February are coming, and what happens in Indiana gets cold. So a big shout out to Fulton County Hope. Last year was the first year that they partnered with some local organizations, some local churches, Fulton County Emergency Management, county, city, all these partners came together and were able to offer a warming center. So when those temperatures get down to freezing and below zero, it's really not safe to be outside. If I don't have any place to go, what am I going to do? Right. So Fulton County Hope has developed a warming center at a couple of different locations last year. This year I know plans are in the works, and I'm sure information will be out to the public in the near future, but we so appreciate this group that provides for citizens that may not have a place to go, keeping them safe, keeping them warm, a basic food, things like that. So that was another organization our Ambassadors Club granted to. Another neat organization, you've heard of the organization Junior Achievement, a lot of financial education for students. They have a program called BizTown. I've never participated in this, but I hear stories about it where students get to go, they get to live the day in the life of somebody. So you may be mayor for the day.
Yeah, that'd be scary.
That, I don't know. Have you ever been mayor?
No.
Okay. We should probably warn Trent.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
Yeah. But it gives students the opportunity to participate real life scenarios. They may be a business owner. They may have to figure out, how do I keep books? How do I work with employees? But a really good life learning experience for students. And this grant is specifically going to help support Caston students, mostly middle school, that will be attending BizTown and get that opportunity to learn about what is it like to be an adult. Some days I think, I'm not quite sure I'm ready to be an adult today, but this is a great learning experience, and just to experience that and understand all the things that are involved, and a great hands-on learning experience. And then the last grant that our ambassadors made was for Sleep in Heavenly Peace. This is a fairly new organization to our community, and what this organization does is help build beds for children in our community that don't have a bed. And you know, that's kind of an interesting concept. I was thinking, are there people that don't? And yes, that is the case. We have an organization that is helping folks get into housing, and one of the first things that they say, we need beds, we need bed frames, we need mattresses, some of those basic things. So shout out to the Akron Lions Club, really spearheaded this program. And it's an organization that actually works nationwide, but their goal is to come in and they build beds and then get those to children in the community. It was pretty staggering to hear the number of students at our area schools that requested beds. When you think about how many students may not have a bed, they may be sleeping on a sleeping bag in a room, or some of those things. So it's really interesting. It was great. I was able to go over and participate in this bed build. It kind of blew me away. This organization shows up with pallets of lumber, really cool setup. They have fixtures that they go through. I think the goal is to have 40 people participate in these bed builds during the morning. When I left, there were 93 people helping out. I got kicked out of my sanding station because somebody else was doing that, but they had over 100 people that participated in building these beds. And in the period of 4 hours, they built 43 beds.
Wow.
That will be going out to Fulton County families.
That's impressive.
So a really cool organization that helps provide some of those, again, basic needs for people in need in our community. So thanks to all these organizations. These ones that I've mentioned are so many people volunteering their time and talents to be able to help other people in the community, whether it be educate youth, whether it be keep people safe on those below zero nights. providing mentorship or physical fitness programs. A really great group of grantees. So thanks to all those folks that are doing those things. The other thing that I wanted to talk a little bit about, we mentioned Women's Giving Circle grants last month. I'm still trying to figure out what year it is.
What month and year it is, yeah.
I've thrown all of our schedules off by showing up on a different day than normal, but this group had 5 grantees that varied different types of programs, and I'll just start off with the Rochester Summer Parks program, a great program. This organization received $1,250 to help with that park program. If you've seen the last couple of summers, they've just had amazing activities, amazing turnout, and it's great to see some of those opportunities and some of the fun things. I keep looking at all the things that they're doing and thinking, that'd be fun, that'd be fun, that'd be fun. Apparently I'm too old for the Summer Parks program,
I don't know
so
why.
they won't let me sign up.
It's not nice.
There's a lot of things that look like a lot of fun, and some great programming there. Also getting some junior high and high school students involved in leadership activities through this program and helping with the program. So it's really a great win-win for the community. Another organization that received $1,250 is the Kiwanis Hardery. A fairly new organization in our community. It is located just on the east edge of Kiwanis, an old church, and they provide some activities like yoga, tai chi, and some gatherings for community members, and also an opportunity if folks say, hey, we need a gathering space in Kiwanis, the building is available to rent as well. But one of the things that they needed, when you have people around, what do you normally do? Well, one of the things that comes to mind is food.
Yes.
So they're installing a little kitchenette so that when folks are using the space, there is the ability to reheat some food or serve some food. If you're having a family reunion, there's probably going to be food involved. A lot of the programming that they do, I know they had some musical guests this last couple of weeks over there, and a really neat organization. So this grant will help them install some kitchen furnishings in the building so that they can use that for the programs they provide or the guests that they have come in that rent the facility. Talking about food, and we're going to go down to the south end of the county, in the Macy Food Pantry. Received a grant for $2,000 for some food and hygiene items that they've been providing for their clients. And if you've heard anything about food programs lately, you know how critical our food pantries are in our community. So just a little plug, they can probably use a little bit extra support over the next few weeks, I'm guessing. So if you have extra either funds or food that you think, hey, somebody could use this, these food pantries are great. But the Macy Food Pantry serves a lot of folks in a very rural area in our community. We have some folks that can't get to Rochester Food Pantries or the Akron Food Pantries, but the Macy Food Pantry is doing a great job of supporting folks in that south part of our county. So thanks to the Macy Food Pantry for doing that. Another grant, $2,500 to the Rochester Girls Softball League.
Ooh.
If you've been out to Blackadder Sports Complex, it's a pretty cool facility. One thing that they don't have is playground equipment.
No.
So if my sibling is playing softball, what am I going to do? Well, now they're going to be installing some playground equipment. So this is a great opportunity for this organization to continue to grow the activities that are out there, so that as a parent I can have a child that's playing, have fun, and the child that's not playing, have fun out there at some new playground equipment. So really excited for that. And then another organization, the Outlet Youth Center, received a grant of $3,000. They're creating an outdoor oasis. And today's the perfect opportunity for us to talk about this because, you know, in Indiana it gets cold.
It does.
But sometimes kids want to go outside.
Yeah.
Kids being active is a good thing. And so this will help them create a outdoor space that kids can go out, a little patio area. If you got our newsletter a couple weeks ago, you saw some video of a concrete pad that's already poured where this will be built. But this will be a space that kids can get outdoor when it's maybe not quite the temperature that is comfortable. I don't know if like 0 is comfortable on this, but I wouldn't be surprised if we test that out. So it's going to be neat to see how this space develops for the youth center, and we appreciate all those organizations. Of course, the Women's Giving Circle is a group of local women who get together, make grants. They make those grants as a result of donations that members have made. So it's $120 a year for a membership donation, and half of that gets put into an endowment fund, which grows for the future. And we say grows for the future, but the fund has really grown significantly this year, provided over $3,500 in grant support helping with these projects. So that's 1 or 2 of these projects taken care of with this endowment fund. The other half of that $120 goes out to make these immediate grants, and then each of the members vote and select these projects that they can help with. So it's a really neat way to get involved. If there are ladies listening that say, hey, I'd like more information, don't hesitate to reach out to us or look on our website, nicf.org, and there's a page on there where you can learn more. You can join online. You can get involved with that group. But it's always neat to see these projects that are coming up. But one of the opportunities that we had at the annual event was to hear a little bit of update from some of the organizations that received grants from last year. So one organization that received a grant was the Fulton County Parks. If you've been to any of the parks recently, you'll see some additional trails, especially out at Richland Restoration Nature Park. When you have trails, you need to be able to maintain them.
Yes.
Grass keeps growing.
It does.
Trees keep growing. So the group helped purchase some equipment to maintain all of our county parks, and a really great opportunity to take care of those spaces. They've built some new trails over this last summer at a couple of locations, and so this equipment will help them maintain those trails, keep nice outdoor walking space, outdoor activity space for the area. And another one that was really exciting to hear an update on, the Rochester Bands program. We have a really great junior and senior high band program. They asked for a grant last year to help with some instrument repair. If your instrument doesn't work, you can't play it.
That's kind of hard.
Instruments are not cheap, so there are times where families can't afford those, and the group received $2,500 to help with some instrument repair. Last update was that they've repaired 9 instruments. A lot of those are being used by students in the band that wouldn't have had an opportunity to be a part of that. So parents, you can either blame us or thank us for that instrument practice that you're hearing, but I've been very excited just to see the progress of the band, some new members, new activities, a really great program for youth in our community. So when we talk about the grants, we often talk about the dollars, but the real world impact. There are 9 instruments out there right now that students are learning a lifelong appreciation of music with. So appreciate all the folks involved with that program that have stepped up and said, hey, we want to help students with this education and these opportunities. So some great updates from previous grants. So, well, we've hit a lot of things. I talked really fast today, I felt like, but have a few things again. A reminder about the Child Care Coalition Employer Survey. Check out the Fulton County Chamber of Commerce Facebook site, or reach out to myself or Tiffany or Michael directly with questions or interest in that. We're hoping to get a wide range of employers completing that survey that will help that coalition. And then Giving Tuesday,
It'll be here before
December 2nd. It's almost November. So,
It is.
that's a great time. Encourage folks, mark your calendar, come join us for lunch, learn a little bit more about what the foundation has done, or like we talked about Women's Giving Circle, see the grant dollars in action. So we'd love to have folks join us for that. So if you have questions about anything we talked about, you can always find us online, nicf.org. There is a page for grants. If you're an organization looking for grants, love to see look at that. We have information about Women's Giving Circle on there, but you can find out what all is going on at the foundation on that, nicf.org. Like us on Facebook, Northern Indiana Community Foundation. Give us a call, 574-224-3223, or stop by our office at 227 East 9th Street here in Rochester. We'd love to talk to you about any questions or ideas you have.
Brian, thanks for coming in and appreciate talking with you, and we'll see you again in a few weeks.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, Randy.
Brian Johnson, the Fulton County Community Foundation. That's going to do it for the Giant FM Morning Show. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning.